So there are a lot of people asking me about flexibility and mobility. And let me tell you one thing. Most people think it's one and the same, but they're simply not. This is why you can find a flexibility video and a mobility video. So in this video, I'm going to show you some mobility drills, how to open up your hips, how to work on the joints, and how to get more range in the range of motion of your joints. So again, like in the flexibility video, start slowly and be sure to keep a good and a perfect form. So there's a very important part in your workout that shouldn't be neglected. Maybe you've seen the flexibility part, and this is very important because in the flexibility we're talking about the soft tissue, to stretch the soft tissue. But a big part of the ability to move freely is mobility. So, and if we're talking about mobility, it's a lot about the ability. If we're talking about the mobility in the lower part of the body, it has a lot to do with the ability of your hips. So in this video, we're trying to work on the range of the mobility in your hips. The first exercise I'll show is what I call the frog. And if you see it, you know why it's named that way. So you're coming up, bringing out the knees as far as possible. Very important, as far as possible. Now, putting out the legs. Make sure that the knee and your foot are in one line. Don't keep them inside here. Foot and knee are in one line. Now the first thing we do is bringing up your shoulders and pushing the hips down to the front. Imagine like a cat in the morning that is stretching when it's getting up after sleep. Same motion here, shoulders up and the hips down to the front. If you feel you cannot do that, you might start on your elbows. So this range is a little bit smaller, but it's the same exercise, shoulders up, hips down to the front. From here, getting up to the front and pushing back again. Push your buttocks into the direction of your feet and start to roll in again. Nice and easy, nice and slow. From here, you turn over to your left side onto your leg. Don't stay just on the knee. Turn over and get onto the front side of your leg. And again, shoulders up and the hips in this particular part here, it's the right hip pushing into the ground to the front. Shoulders up and back again. You can switch that and do it on both sides, alternating. You don't have to hold the position for too long like in the flexibility video. Just make sure that you push down slowly until the end of your possible range. If you have done that 5 to 10 times on each side, stay in the position, bring your feet together, coming up, And again, push the hips to the front and open up. Very important with all the flexibility and mobility drills. If you're trying to get out of this yoga-like position, take your time. Don't hurry. Just make sure that you get out of the position slowly. Give your hips, give your knees a little bit of time to readjust to this position. The next exercise is for the outside movement again. We're putting our foot onto the top of the other leg. Make sure that the shin bone is parallel to your body. Now, make sure that this leg and the right part of your behind stays on the ground. Don't do it this way. Don't lift up your buttocks. Now, sit straight, relax, hold on to the ankle and push down your knee slowly. It's not important if you can touch the floor. Just keep proper form and relax. I can see a lot of people doing this exercise this way, but we just want to work on the mobility, so push down slowly, and if you feel, oh, I cannot go any further, stay there. So the end of the motion is not where you should stop and retract. Stay there, relax, breathe. This is a position you could easily hold for 1 to 2 minutes if you like to. Remember, we're doing the exercise on both sides. The next exercise is a combination of inside and outside rotation for the hip. So lift up your behind a little bit and rotate to one side. Try to touch the floor with both knees. Do it on one side, do it on the other side. Left to right, right to left. And this is not a position you have to hold for a long time. You can do that very dynamically, turning from one side to the other. But just don't hesitate. Take your time, but keep on moving. The last exercise I'm going to show you is what is called a rib pull. Lay onto your side. Make sure to straighten out the lower leg. The other leg is brought up to the front. Grab the knee and your ribs. And this is where the name comes from, the rib pull. Take a hold to your own ribs. Breathe in. And while you're breathing out, you're bringing down the knee and at the same time pulling back the ribs to the back. Breathe in, pulling down, pulling back. Hold the position for the length of one breath. So it's in, out, in, out.